What is cold brew, why do you need to try it, and how do you make it? But first, let's address something. If you're about to make cold brew at home from scratch, you are now a coffee nerd, and that's amazing. Now let me be of assistance. So what is cold brew? In principle, cold brew is very simple. You get ground coffee, add cold temperature water, allow it to seep for 12 to 24 hours and then filter it out from the liquid, and that's it. However, there are two things you need to keep in mind. Firstly, you need to use ground coffee beans, not instant coffee. Those two are completely separate things. Secondly, the amount of time you seep the coffee for depends on the size of the grind. The coarser the grind, the longer you seep it for. Now let's talk about brewing hot coffee and cold brew. Coffee is actually made up of different compounds like sugars, oils and acidic compounds. These compounds naturally oxidize or break down, but adding heat speeds up that process. Now that is what gives hot coffee the balance between the sugars and the acids found in there. Cold brew, on the other hand, uses twice the amount of coffee while brewing it at a colder temperature. Now, because there's no heat applied, this colder temperature actually slows down the process of oxidation, which results in less acidity and much more softer and rounder coffee notes. Now that we've understood the concept, let's go make a batch of cold brew coffee.
Now, a good brew comes from good quality coffee beans and the correct grind. So shout out to my friend Harsh Riker, who's a coffee consultant in Goa. He hooked me up with some amazing coffee and a V60, which is brilliant for pour overs. So the grind size totally depends on you. Traditionally, cold brew is made with a coarser grind, but I've gone for a medium grind for a more intense flavor. Right, so we're going to start by adding 100 grams of coffee grind to 1 liter of normal filtered water. I'm using a super basic glass container here. Avoid plastic or any porous materials. Now, you want to give this a good stir to make sure all the grind is hydrated and wet. Put a lid on it and make sure it's loose, as coffee tends to release carbon dioxide during the initial stages of brewing. Now, put it in the fridge for 12 to 24 hours. It totally depends on how strong you want it and again the size of your grind. Now strain this through a cheesecloth or even a fine mesh strainer will work. If you choose a paper filter, you want to give it a quick rinse first. Because I went for a medium grind, which is much finer, I brewed my batch for exactly 12 hours and I'll be using a paper filter which will take care of all the finer particles and result in a smooth cold brew or whatever's left of it. This will take much longer, but hey, it works. And because my obsessiveness has no limits, I filtered it once more just to be extra sure. Okay, so let's try this. I am skeptical, to be honest. Oh yeah, this is nice. It has a very clean flavor, very subtle, not that strong at all. This I think would make a perfect beginner coffee. If you're not really into coffee and you just want to dip your toes a little, I suggest you go for this. It doesn't have the acidity at all that you will get from an espresso or from a stronger range of a hot coffee. And because this one has been steeped for only 12 hours, it really has a very subtle flavor and a beautiful undertone of that fresh coffee flavor. But before you leave, this time I want to see your attempts on making your own cold brew. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram @forevercommie and tag me while posting your creations, or use the hashtag #ShareTheObsession. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.